Assalamualaikum and hi. Welcome to SDL4 channel. Today, we will talk about opiates. 69,000 people worldwide die of opiates overdose each year, and 15 million people have an opiate addiction. Let's go through to this topic.
Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. Saying no to drugs. We are familiar with this kind of food. But there is different kind of drugs with different kind of functioning. And here we are, we're gonna explain about one type of drugs which are opiates. What is opiate? Opiates are derived from opium poppy plant, which are basically used in medication, where they act as a painkiller. And how does this drug are administered into the drug addict body? It's through oral, intravenously. Intravenously means direct injection into the vein. Intramuscularly, direct injection into the muscle. Topically, which the drug addict apply the pill or the opiates into the skin. And last, it's through inhaler form. And the examples of opiates are heroin. Heroin is the most famous type of opiate, which are brown or white in color powder that are administered through snake. Other than that, the type of opiates are buprenorphine, fentanyl, methadone, morphine, hydromorphine, and others.
Assalamualaikum and hi. For biomedical treatment, the therapeutical neurotargeting via magnetic nanocarriers such as magnetite, and this magnetic microparticles synthesized in size range from 35 to 40 nanometers. Thus, the developed nanoformulations could be effective in targeting brain by application of external magnetic force to treat morphine addiction in HIV patients. For the psychological treatments, the opiate substitution treatment (OST) programs can reduce these mental health problems. This was complemented with individual key working and counseling such as motivation interview and CBT. The back use inventory was used to measure the psychological well-being at treatment entry and repeated after 4 months. Besides, in some cases, the family therapy may get involved too. Okay, now let's follow me and the crew in interviewing some former addicts who has successfully avoided this upward community.
Interview with Hannah, not true name. Hannah is substance abuse survivor. Hannah drug use increased and become worse during her secondary school. Her family support make a thing become more better. They started to meet therapy. Based on the history and symptoms that Hannah showed, therapy decided to use CBT group intervention that was conducted at 12 sessions, 1 session per week. Besides that, Hannah also through medication-assisted treatment (MAT). This medication approved by the FDA for the treatment of opiate dependence are methadone, buprenorphine, and naltrexone. Doctor prescribed for Hannah buprenorphine, a partial opiate agonist, and it administered sublingually in tablet or film formulation, and it used in opiate detoxification and maintenance treatment. This therapy slowly helped Hannah to be a substance abuse survivor.
I had been involved with drugs, particularly heroin, for about 1.5 years. Heroin can be super addictive to me because the more I take heroin, I feel very happy in my own world. Surprisingly, one of my colleagues found out that I took heroin, and he was the one who brought me to a program under National Anti-Drug Agency. From that program, I realized on what reinforced me to take drug even more and why it is difficult to stop taking heroin. First, reward pathway regions in nucleus accumbens invented that mental area of my brain. Dopamine release in this region causes me to feel calm and I will experience euphoria. When opioids stimulate the reward pathways, my brain learns to do that behavior, which is taking heroin again and again. Second, by taking heroin, it will bind to receptors on GABA inhibitory neurons. Opioid reduce GABA activities, which increase dopamine release and induce pleasurable feelings. Thus, leads me to addiction. And that's how I learned something about me and heroin addiction.
Now, we know already about the opioids and the treatment for this substance abuse. Then, let's ask Dr. Fika to know further why we do not try this opioid.
Hi everyone, today I will explain about negative reinforcement on opiate therapy. Okay, what is negative reinforcement? Negative reinforcement is a response or behavior that is strengthened by stopping, removing, or avoiding a negative outcome or aversive stimulus. Okay, this negative reinforcement that associated with opiate taking is derived from a well-established opponent processes theory of Solomon. Okay, this theory stated that drug addiction is the result from pleasure and emotional symptoms that associated with withdrawal. Okay, as a person begin to take drug, the pleasure are in high level and low level of withdrawal. And as time goes by, when the level of pleasure decreases, the level of withdrawal increase. And this negative reinforcement will motivate an individual to reduce from seeking opiate. They need to reduce or terminate unpleasant emotional feelings, and a large number of substitute substance is needed to replace the drug and to make sure that the individuals in the normal state. And there's uncontrollable consumption of opiate is increasing through negative reinforcement mechanism because it temporarily blocks the negative emotion, and when a person unable to resist the urge to take the substance, they will gain allostatic load and change from a homeostatic hedonic state to an allostatic hedonic state.
Let's ask Dr. Alia on what will happen in the brain that cause you more addicted to the opioids.
Okey, baiklah, saya akan menerangkan tentang apakah yang berlaku di dalam otak kita sehingga menyebabkan kepada ketagihan terhadap opiates. Sebelum saya meneruskan penerangan terhadap mekanisme yang berlaku di dalam otak kita, saya ingin menjelaskan dahulu perbezaan antara opioids dan juga opiates. Sebenarnya, kedua-dua jenis ubat ini berkongsi fungsi dan juga kesan yang sama, di mana kedua-dua jenis ubat ini adalah merupakan jenis ubat narkotik yang dapat meredakan kesakitan yang teruk dan juga kronik. Yang paling penting, kedua-dua jenis ubat ini akan bertindak balas terhadap reseptor opioids di dalam otak kita dan juga boleh jadi ubat jenis sintetik. Sekiranya pengambilan yang berterusan dan juga tidak dikawal terhadap kedua-dua jenis ubat ini, ia akan menyebabkan kepada ketagihan dadah. Seterusnya, perbezaan utama antara opiates dan juga opioids ini adalah opiates merupakan sejenis sebatian yang berasal daripada tanaman opium poppy, manakala opiates pula merupakan sebatian yang menyerupai opium dan mempunyai kesan fisiologi dan juga bersifat ketagihan. Dengan kata lain, opiat ini merupakan subset opioids yang berasal daripada tanaman poppy. Antara contoh-contoh opiat adalah morfin, kodin, opium dan juga heroin. Seterusnya, jom kita tengok mekanisme yang berlaku di dalam otak kita sehingga menyebabkan ketagihan terhadap ubat opiates ini.
Ini merupakan mekanisme yang akan berlaku di dalam otak kita sekiranya kita mengambil opioid ataupun opiates. Apabila opiates mengikat reseptor opioid, ia akan mempromosikan kekonduksian kalium yang membuat neuron kurang cenderung untuk menembakkan potensi tindakan, dan mereka menghalang kekonduksian kalsium yang membuat neuron cenderung melepaskan neurotransmitter. Apa kesan tindakan ini bergantung pada tempat reseptor ditemui. Apabila reseptor opiat pada neuron di saraf tunjang yang membawa maklumat mengenai kesakitan diaktifkan, ia dapat menghalang penyebaran maklumat kesakitan untuk terus sampai ke otak. Opiat juga boleh bertindak pada sistem modulasi penurunan kesakitan untuk mengurangkan rasa kesakitan. Sebagai contoh, dengan mengikat reseptor pada kawasan brainstem yang disebut periaqueductal gray, opioid boleh mendorong penghambatan isyarat sakit di saraf tunjang melalui jalan yang pertama kali di synapse di medula. Opiat boleh mengurangkan kesan emosi terhadap kesakitan dengan bertindak balas di dalam kawasan otak seperti anterior cingulate cortex, dan ia akan meningkatkan level dopamin di dalam kawasan tersebut seperti nucleus accumbens, di mana ia menyumbang kepada peningkatan kualiti ubat. Pendedahan kepada ubat-ubatan opiat telah menyebabkan toleransi yang melibatkan penurunan respons terhadap ubat dan keperluan untuk mengambil lebih banyak untuk menghasilkan kesan yang sama. Mekanisme toleransi opiat tidak difahami sepenuhnya, tetapi ia dianggap melibatkan perubahan adaptif seperti pengurangan jumlah reseptor yang berfungsi untuk ubat bertindak. Penyesuaian sebagai tindak balas terhadap kehadiran ubat juga menyebabkan disregulasi ketika ubat dikeluarkan dan kesan penarikan yang bertentangan dengan banyak cara terhadap kesan khas ubat.
Baiklah, itu sahaja daripada saya. Pesanan akhir, pastikan kita mendapat prescription daripada doktor sekiranya kita ingin mendapatkan apa-apa sahaja ubat penahan sakit ataupun menghilangkan kesakitan.
Where to go to seek help? Who to contact for help? In our country, we have a National Anti-Drug Agency and various non-government drug rehabilitation agency that will be able to seek for help. Cure and Care Clinic provide voluntary drug rehabilitation and treatment service through Section X 3A of the Drug Treatment and Rehabilitation Act 1983. The service is more open to all target groups, user, abuser and drug addicts. The minimum duration of treatment for clients at the Cure and Care Clinic is 6 months and the maximum is 24 months. The service has provided individuals, public or private, high school, college or university students for early treatment when dealing with drug addiction. Say no to drug, never give up without a fight.
Now, we had know what is opioid treatment for the substance abuse and why we should avoid it. What happened to the brain and how it affects our behavior, and who should we refer if we are already addicted to this substance. Remember, drugs bring no good but only harm. That's all from ST Unculture. Till we meet again next time.